Hi, my name's Adam Brown. I have a small production suite here in sunny Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I'm a born Kiwi. I grew up in Wellington, just up the coast, Kapiti Coast. Grew up listening to tooth and nail bands and playing in pop punk bands. And then I found blues and a bunch of the old blues artists. And then I married an American and she introduced me to country music. So I have this hybrid of pop rock, country, and some blues guitar in there. How did I get into music? Well, I'm a songwriter, and I would always forget my songs. I'd forget how to play them. And so out of necessity, I started building up a small studio just so I could record my songs. It's always been a hobby for me for about 15 years. And just recently I decided I just love this too much. I have to do it as a business, so I started a business. And we're quite new to it, but enjoying it. The DAW I mostly use is Logic Pro X. It's only like $200 for the program, so there's no subscription there. And it's just fantastic all-round product from the Apple guys. They've really nailed it as of recently. The reason I like it is its MIDI capabilities are great. I grew up using Sibelius in school and plotting notes from the scoring, and it has its own inbuilt scoring and MIDI right there next to it, and it's really easy to throw in your crescendos and your dynamics and build string and orchestral sections, which I haven't really found to be so easy in other DAWs. That's my personal preference. So let me show you quickly what I like about it and its MIDI capabilities with the scoring. Alright, here we are in Logic. Let me show you a couple of reasons why I really like the DAW. It's very simple, it's very easy to learn, which is really good, and the MIDI functions you have on this is great. You can bring up your cut window here, which has your scoring, so you can plot your notes, and it's really an awesome way to learn how to score music at the most simplest level, and then you can take it as far as you like. And you got the piano roll, so you can play with your velocities there as well, and the strength of your quantization if you're using that. I kind of take a minimalist approach to recording music, and in my studio, and so I'd say that two of my favourite hardware items that I have in here would be my Dynaudios, my studio monitors. I just recently got them, and they make my music sound like crap, which is a good thing I have. And my second favourite piece of hardware would be my Variax guitar. It's a Line 6 with built-in sound, so it's got the Lesters and the Les Pauls, the Strats and the Tallys all built in with your different bridge and neck settings. And it means that when I layer my guitars on the tracks, I can layer different tones of guitars and not have to have a bunch of guitars hanging up on the wall. So it's all consolidated into one digital guitar that you can then change your tunings and that all within the system, within the workstation. So here's the Line 6 Variax. This is the limited edition Onyx. And pretty much you've got all your inbuilt guitar models here. It's all done through modelling software on the computer. It's all digital inside. And any tunings that you have, like my live set's pretty varied in guitar tunings. So instead of having 12 guitars behind you, you can have them all set in here with your different bridge models. You have a rechargeable lithium-ion battery in the back, but you also get given a adapter as well if your battery runs out live. Plug all your sounds in through a Cat5 cable there, and your jack runs out, and then you can turn the power on by clicking that in. And this is the minimalist dream when it comes to recording with one guitar. My favourite software instruments of choice would have to be East West Orchestra. It's a fantastic program. That's what I program all my drums through, and my orchestral sections, and everything from amp sims as well if you want to record guitars. So it's really a one-stop shop for all virtual instruments. They're a really good company. I really recommend it. There's programs within Logic that I like to use, like Easy Drummer and that, just for getting drums down nice and quickly. And then you can go back later and program the drums better and use better sounding virtual instruments. But as for miking, I only mic vocals and acoustic guitars. Everything else is done through the preamp into the computer. I use a Apollo preamp, by the way. It's the Apollo UAD Quad. That goes straight into Logic, and pretty much everything runs straight through there. My favourite plugins would have to be, number one would be the Soundtoys Decapitator. That is a fantastic distressor. It really does well at bringing most things out of the mix. You can use it across the board. Let's have a listen to some guitar tracks here without it. We'll throw some on, Decapitator on. A little bit crunchier, but it's not until you throw it in the whole mix that you can hear how much nicer and crisp it is. So that's with it. That's without it. I also like the Waves CLA and the JJP plugins, just because they have a bunch of presets to choose from. And I'm a preset guy. I'll find my preset and then I'll adjust from there. So it's a little bit easier and it's faster for the workflow. And thirdly, speaking of workflow, would be Vocaline by SynchroArts. It's the best way to line all your vocals up or guitar tracks with each other. And just lining anything that's stereo, it's so quick and it's necessary for workflow, so I recommend everyone get Vocaline as well. Some of the mistakes I used to make, I think would be, my biggest one would be just oversaturating everything with reverb. Everyone likes a nice reverby vocal, but it pushes it back in the mix, and learning to, put a pre-delay on it so the vocal's dry at the start and then you get reverb after. Those types of things really helped me. Little things like that you can just learn and go, oh, there it is, there's the vocal, it's back in the mix again, but it still sounds nice and saturated and roomy. So that would be a good one. And also putting multi-band compressors on the mix bus. Learning how to use that probably the wrong way, probably before my time, and where to use multi-band compressors and to use them at all. Learning a lot about dynamic EQ as well and how to use that properly, and whether a mix needs dynamic EQ or compression. It's one that I've been learning and making lots of mistakes and fine-tuning. Hey, thanks to Pitch Producers for coming by and checking out my studio. If you want to check me out, it's adambrownproductions.com. There should be a link in the description below. It's been real. Thanks very much.